Welcome back to Ride 360. Today we're talking about a machine that doesn't just ride, it arrives. A bike that doesn't whisper performance, it growls it. The 2026 Yamaha VMAX 1700 V4 is back in the spotlight, and this legendary muscle bike still feels like it was built by engineers who said, "What if we made something completely unreasonable, but in the best way possible?" The moment you lay eyes on it, you know this is not your typical motorcycle. The VMAX doesn't follow trends. It doesn't try to look like a race replica or a retro classic. It has its own identity: low, wide, aggressive, and unapologetically muscular. That massive air intake sitting front and center looks like it's ready to inhale the road itself. The sculpted tank, the chunky stance, the exposed aluminum frame elements, everything screams power even before the engine starts. And speaking of power, let's talk about the heart of this beast. The 1700cc V4 engine is the soul of the VMAX, and it's one of the most iconic engines in motorcycling history. This isn't just about top speed numbers. This is about torque, that deep, punch you in the chest surge that makes your arms stretch and your brain go, "Okay, that's enough," while your right wrist says, "Nah, one more pull." The V4 layout gives it a unique character. It's smooth, but it has this raw mechanical personality that inline engines just don't have. Twist the throttle and the response is instant, brutal, and addictive. The Yamaha chip-controlled throttle system keeps things precise, but make no mistake, this bike is not shy. Power builds hard and fast, and the mid-range is where it really shines. Overtaking cars feels less like a maneuver and more like teleportation. You think about moving ahead, and you're already there. But what makes the VMAX special is not just straight-line madness. Yamaha didn't build a drag bike with mirrors. The aluminum frame gives it solid rigidity, and despite its muscular size, the balance is surprisingly good. Once you're moving, the weight almost disappears. The riding position is relaxed but commanding. You sit low, arms slightly forward, feeling connected to this mechanical powerhouse beneath you. The suspension setup handles the job well, keeping the ride planted and stable, especially when you open it up on highways. It's not a razor-sharp corner carver like a Supersport, but that's not the mission here. The VMAX is a muscle cruiser with attitude. It likes sweeping curves, open roads, and long stretches where you can let that V4 sing. Braking is serious business on a bike like this, and Yamaha made sure of that. Big disc brakes with strong calipers give you confident stopping power. Because when you have this much acceleration, you need equally strong deceleration. The feel at the lever is reassuring, and the bike stays composed even under hard braking. Let's talk about the sound, because oh man, the sound. The V4 growl is deep and rich, especially when you get into the higher revs. It's not a high-pitched scream. It's a powerful, muscular roar that echoes your intentions. Every throttle blip feels like you're waking up something ancient and slightly dangerous. The 2026 version keeps the signature VMAX styling but with modern refinements. Lighting is sharper, details are cleaner, and the finish quality feels premium. The bike looks like a concept machine that accidentally made it to production. Wide rear tire, short tail, bold lines, it has presence. Park this next to other bikes and watch how quickly attention shifts. Comfort-wise, it's better than people expect. The seat is supportive, and the riding posture doesn't punish you on longer rides. Sure, wind protection is minimal. This isn't a touring bike, but that's part of the raw experience. You feel the speed, you feel the air, you feel alive. Technology is there, but it doesn't overwhelm the experience. The VMAX keeps things focused on riding. You get the essentials: smooth fueling, reliable electronics, and solid build quality, but it never feels like the bike is riding for you. You are in control, and that connection between rider and machine is what makes it special. This is not a beginner bike. It's not meant to be. The VMAX is for riders who understand power, who respect torque, and who want a machine with personality. It's for those who don't just want to commute, they want to make every ride an event. What's amazing is how timeless the VMAX feels. Even in 2026, surrounded by hyper-tech machines and futuristic designs, this bike still feels unique. It represents a different philosophy, less about lap times, more about emotion. Less about being practical, more about being unforgettable. Every ride on the VMAX feels like a statement. You're not blending in. You're not just another motorcycle in traffic. You're riding something with heritage, attitude, and pure mechanical drama. And let's be honest, bikes like this are rare now. The industry is moving toward efficiency, electronics, and balance. The VMAX is a reminder of a time when someone said, "Let's just build the craziest power cruiser we can." And Yamaha did exactly that. Owning a VMAX isn't just about specs. It's about the feeling you get when you walk up to it. The way people look, the way the engine pulses at idle, the way your heart beats a little faster before you even start moving. The 2026 Yamaha VMAX 1700 V4 proves that muscle bikes are still alive, still relevant, and still capable of making riders grin like kids. It's bold, it's powerful, it's unapologetic. If you love bikes with soul, bikes that talk back, bikes that make every ride feel like an experience rather than a routine, the VMAX is calling your name. And that's what makes it special. Not just the engine, not just the looks, but the emotion, the attitude, the drama. This bike doesn't just take you from one place to another, it makes sure you never forget the journey.